Welcome, everybody, to the Advanced Selling Podcast, the longest-running sales training podcast in podcast history. My name is Brian Neal.
I'm Bill Caskey.
We are here every week for your enjoyment. That was take number 2. Travis had not started the video, so now we're on. It's legit.
Well, we did start kind of quickly there. Okay, here we go.
Podcast is officially started. Hey, a couple things to share with you, our listeners. New stuff, fun stuff. If you are a sales manager or leader, VP of sales, that sort of thing, and you want to have your team dialed up, tuned in, ready to, all planned up for 2021 for a really, really solid start, you need to join one of our goal setting and planning sessions. We are only doing 5 because we've got some slammed calendars as the year ends, but we're having those executed between now and December 18th. It's the last chance to execute one of those. We do it with your sales team. Everybody will leave with their individual business plans completed for 2021. It's just a wonderful, wonderful experience. Our clients tell us one of the most valuable things we do with those people. Go to advancedsellingpodcast.com/virtual. advancedsellingpodcast.com/virtual. If you're not a manager, forward it to your manager and say, hey, boss, I think we need to have our team go through that with Bill and Bryan. It's a really, really great thing to do.
Yeah, we also had a question from somebody. What if I have a very small team, I think 2 or 3 people? Same thing applies. I mean,
sure.
You know, if you have a small team and they're responsible for $5 million worth of business and you want to get it to 6 or 7 or 10, the planning process still works.
Yes.
It's still important. You know what I find great about the planning, the whole deal is just it allows you to kind of clear the decks and get the cobwebs out and just get focused on the next 12 months. And I think especially having been through what we've been through this year, a little bit of focus on the future is a good thing.
You think you want to clean the deck after 2021?
I think I want to sweep it.
I want to set it on fire.
Hose it
Some
down a little bit.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, good thing to do.
Burn the whole ship,
Seriously.
start over with a new deck.
So go do that. And then, of course, we have our Insider program that's continuing on. We're getting close to a little south of 100 members there. So if you're interested in becoming a client of ours, you want Bill and I to be your sales coach, as you're thinking, what do I want to do 2021? How do I want to make myself better, improve my skills, be part of a community that believes the way I believe? Join us at the advancedsellingpodcast.com insider group. That's advancedsellingpodcast.com/insider. Also, check that out. So,
and when you join, you also get the prior month's trainings. Last month in November, earlier this month, we did a whole section on video strategies. And we've done lead generation. We've got there's a lot in the library though. Also, you can go to YouTube if you want to get a sense for how we look on camera. I don't know why you would, but we are posting all of our podcast on YouTube. So just go to YouTube, search on advancedsellingpodcast.com, subscribe, click the bell to be notified.
Love it. I have an admission.
You'll be notified. Okay.
I have an admission. Something I said a pre-show, something I don't like about myself. So I am officially an off-the-charts hotel snob, I realized last week. So we, because of my football gig, we use Marriott for business, like the Marriott card. I have a whole bunch of Marriott points. We get really like the highest status.
Bonvoy?
Bonvoy, the Bonvoy. Mm-hmm. And, I always make my reservations on the app, and boom, you check in. You get these little certificates for upgrades for suites and stuff like that. So I get those are piled up too. So I try to use them wherever I can. I checked into this hotel, brand new hotel in Dublin, Ohio, and the woman's there, and I said, and most hotels these days are empty. If you owned a hotel or worked at a hotel, wouldn't you be thrilled to death that someone was there? And you do anything you can, especially if they're a real loyal person.
Anything.
So she's got my key. I said, hey, any chance for an upgrade? She goes, oh, let me take a look. And you can tell when someone says, let me take a look, and they have no interest in helping you.
The tone.
Yeah, She goes, let me take a look. Yeah, we've already got you upgraded to a river view. Now, I didn't say this, but I'm like, that's what I booked. That it's like it was one of the choices. She goes, and then I go, I say, you don't have any suites or anything like that? She goes, no, we only have one suite on property, and it's handicap accessible, so we have to keep it open. Now I'm like, come on.
One suite in
this
Dublin,
is
Ohio?
Brand
Columbus?
new.
Is that a Columbus
brand
suburb?
new hotel.
Yeah.
Come on.
No.
So that got kind of irritated. I didn't say anything. But so then we go check on our room, and I was all grouchy, and, Steph's like, relax.
You were throwing flags right and left the next day.
No good. We're on the 4th floor of an 8th-floor hotel. This is ridiculous. We need to be. It's like so dumb. And then I was making fun of it. Then we did a little staycation back here in Indy. Went to the JW downtown. So I sent them a little note. They said, "Don't worry. Keep your suite certificate. You don't even need it. We'll just upgrade you for free." They put me this beautiful, gorgeous suite. Like no questions asked. But it's just so interesting, isn't it? But so I'm admitting I'm a bad hotel snob. But at the same time, the tone of the person in Columbus was not Marriott standard, my opinion. Probably not her fault. It was a training issue.
Yeah, here's what I think today. I think there's a lot of people who are shaken up. And I'm trying to give people a pass.
That's fair.
Actually, I'm not.
I was going to say.
No,
you are.
I try to give people a pass for rude behavior, for not going the extra mile and helping. I just feel like everybody's a little unsure. And in that business, there's got to be a whole lot of uncertainty.
Yes.
But I understand what you mean. Come on, one on site, I hardly believe that.
No.
One suite.
Yeah, or even just like bump up the floor to get a better view.
I thought you were going to say you went out to your car and got some handicap appropriate
No.
gear.
Okay.
Okay.
No, I just
Good.
It's a little thing.
I think more of you for not having done that.
I'm guessing there are some listeners who are hotel snobs. Would be my guess.
Oh,
a lot
yeah.
of the salespeople that travel around, they bunch up those Marriott points, and you feel this like entitlement that you really don't have because it's kind of dumb, but you do. So.
Yeah, and
like that.
and a lot of hotels, this whole disruption, I think it's going to change a lot of things. But the hotel room, the traditional hotel room, it's the worst experience usually anyway. I mean, we went to Phoenix in February, and we were in this in Scottsdale, beautiful area, walking around. We stayed at a Marriott, and it was an old Marriott.
Yeah.
And the room was awful. It was just awful. And we didn't ask. We didn't have any certificates for suites. They probably would have.
Guess me.
If I'd have told them I knew you, they would have said, no, sorry, handicap only. All right, topic.
Yeah. You got a note there? So it's a listener topic, right?
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah. That's a cue.
Almost forgot.
It's Bill's cue to read the
Here,
email.
this email comes from Tom.
Yeah.
He says, I'd love to hear your thoughts on how to keep the flame alive when focusing on repeat business. I sell production services to agencies, ad agencies, and operate on a project basis. We receive a script, we deliver a proposal, and we win, hopefully.
Yep.
3 months later, the process begins again. So I'm curious to hear what thoughts you have on maintaining the relationship in between the projects. What kind of sales approach, if any, should be used after the initial contact? All the best. Thanks for the informative entertainment. Oh, I like that. Informative entertainment.
That's good. Yeah. Informative entertainment.
I think that's a compliment.
I think it's a compliment, especially from like a creative guy, right?
Yeah.
That's great. Thanks, Tom. It's very nice of you.
I can tell Tom's creative because his signature is /Tom.
Oh, that's beautiful. Don't you love when people do that?
Mix
it
just
up
a
little
bit. Just
a
a little
touch.
something.
Touch. /Tom. Yeah, great. I don't know why. Do you know the song "The Flame" by Cheap Trick?
I was trying to think of
a ballad.
Okay.
The Flame.
I would have known that.
Yeah, it's a ballad.
If I'd
It's
heard it.
really
Yeah.
great, really great. And I saw, bands go through evolutions, and they, when they've made it, when they've gone from stadium tour to small venue to trade show band. I actually saw the Cheap Trick at a trade
Really?
show. They were awesome. Still bringing it. Huge fan.
Who sang "Burning Down the House"? Burning Down the
Talking
House?
Heads. Talking Heads. That's brilliant.
That's where I went.
That's really, really good. So, how to keep the flame alive? Cheap Trick, Talking Heads, either one of those. This is good. So, this is a great topic, I think, from a standpoint of there's fear in it. So, here's what I think people go through. I think some people fear loss. When you fear loss, you let things continue on. No news is good news, and hope no one ever calls to say no thanks or we're going a different direction. And as long as it's going good, it's going good. Versus versus stopping that process or that relationship or whatever at some point and to check in to say, hey, how's it going? Let's just keep going smooth, and hopefully it just keeps going smooth. For myself, because I do this, that's fear-based for me. I just want to hope that everything's going to be okay.
Yeah.
We're good. We can keep going another year. Good. And so I force myself into annual check-ins, which I still could get better at. But how are we doing? Are we on path? Are we, if things change, that sort of thing. So I think some people it's a conflict avoidance situation. I think, at least it is for me, where I don't want to ruffle any feathers. Like, why bring it up if it's going okay?
Why bring up how are we doing, or how did the last
Yes.
project go if it's
You
not?
got it.
Yeah, I had a couple of things here. One, I'll give you one is there a way, Tom, that you can get into that discussion like Brian just talked about with the person after the project? Like maybe it's a survey, maybe it is a live discussion, but I think those are helpful because it shows that you care about how the relationship is moving, and also it allows you to fix things that might be broken that you never would have known about had you not asked.
Yes.
But I always think if you're going to do that, you've got to respond. You can't just do a survey, have them
Yes.
fill it out, and then never get back to you. I think you at least have to call them and say, hey, I got your input. I'm going to get back to you in a couple of weeks with some thoughts. But that's one thing. The second thing is maybe you create some kind of a client campaign that you think about, okay, what would these people want to get from us in between engagements? And then you put all your clients on that. So if somebody's never worked with you, they wouldn't go on this campaign.
Right.
But and the campaign doesn't have to be specific for that one client. It could be just generally every month you send out something that's going to go to clients, whether it's past clients or current, that is helpful, that's exciting, maybe some video content.
Yeah.
But something that keeps your name in front of them in a valuable sort of way.
Yes. I love that. I love the overall idea of making this as to processize this as best you can.
Yeah.
A lot of companies, may I say, SaaS companies. I just did.
You have to say it in that.
I do with air quotes and SaaS companies.
A
lot of SaaS companies do this in their client success model, where they use net promoter scores, and they'll use annual customer reviews, quarterly customer reviews, all those sorts of things as mechanisms for these check-ins. What I found is not effective in that process is those tend to become rote. They tend to become rinse, repeat, vanilla. There's nothing fancy and fun. I love your idea about spicing it up with some valuable things. It's like it's more like everything going good, yeah. Da-da-da, here are the numbers, here are the results, and boom, boom, boom. One or two things we can improve upon. Okay, thanks, bye.
Yeah.
And they just check it off the list. You know, that doesn't feel good.
No, I agree. Especially with something like this, where I assume there's a fair amount of, one-to-one and touch and hand-holding through the process.
Yeah.
I think you have to do it differently. One other thing you could do on that campaign, I was just thinking that you could actually interview clients and spotlight your clients during that campaign. So every month might just be a mini spotlight on one of your clients, what you did with them. They can either be on camera or not. They can be anonymous or not. But that way it reminds the person who's getting it and reading it that, oh, that's right, Tom he's a provider of awesome value, not just when we're hiring him, but also in between.
It's a fantastic idea. An awesome provider of value. We need to get T-shirts made. It's really good.
APV. It's an APV.
Now, I'll also borrow from our friends at the Challenger Sale book, or Gartner Group, or wherever they are now. I like to think of what do I know, or what have I heard, or what have I learned that my client doesn't know about yet, or hasn't asked me about, and I want to bring that to them unsolicited. And so I think you can really amp the stickiness and the value up of that relationship if you are thinking on their behalf as much as you can. If that makes sense. So instead of Tom, my bad. Instead of /Tom, just executing his.
Actually, I probably put that in inadvertently.
That's okay. But for now on,
he's
he has
known
a brand
as
/Tom. We have a character. We love characters on the Advanced Selling Podcast. Is if I bring things to people, I think my value goes up, and so he does instead of doing a service for his clients, right? So he does boom scripting, whatever that all he does. Instead of just doing that, he might, if he's working for the marketing department, he might, bring in an idea about podcasting that he had not thought of. Like, hey, I think you guys should look into this idea of doing your own podcast. And he might even connect it, like, hey, listen to the Advanced Selling Podcast. These guys, where I got the idea, you should do one of these for your clients or something. He brings that to his client. They didn't ask about it. That is a way to make it sticky. That tells them that you're thinking about them, beyond what you just do for them as a vendor partner relationship.
$1 million idea.
Ready? Yes.
$1 million idea.
Ready.
That came from your multi-$1,000 idea.
Thank you.
Just upped it a bit.
Add a comma.
Is draw a circle on your page. If you're driving, stop. If you're too close to the person next to you, social distance. And draw a circle, and then around that circle are what we would call adjacent value areas. Like if you're selling production services, you're not selling podcasting services, but podcasting, if the podcasting idea works, it's an adjacent value, something just outside what you do.
Yep.
Because then I think people look to you for other ideas that enlarge that circle. I'm not saying you want to get into podcast production, but if you're serving them by offering different things, I think that's good. Also, you can take the things that you do, like I assume script. Did he say script writing was one?
I thought so.
Tom?
Yeah. /Tom.
So Is his son /Tom/?
I don't know.
It could be. Little Tom /Tom.
Slash. I think this is where Slash got his original name is / Bill or Seth or whatever his name is.
If you do script writing, then do a couple of videos on how to improve scripts and take your knowledge and just chunk it down into very small areas. I've written down your first 6 months of campaign here, how to improve scripts, spotlight on clients. You could do a couple of those ideas outside your main thoroughfare of value, podcasting, how to improve your marketing pieces. But you could come up with 6 or 7 of those, if not more, that you could send as campaigns.
That is $1 million idea. That's 2 commas in there. And everyone listening, if you're not /Tom or /Saul, as / the guitar player's real name is Saul. I just looked it up, by the way.
Is it?
I had to look it up. I thought it was Seth, but it's Saul. If anyone can do this, and this is a great exercise Bill just gave you, exactly what he said to do, because all of us have adjacent areas that we are close enough to that they matter, and we're not in it. It's not competitive. And it's great for you also to connect with those people, you personally, because now you're expanding your network. And you know what? It's not why you do it, but karma goes back around.
Absolutely.
You bring in some podcasting software company, like our friends here in Indianapolis, this company called Casted, that's a great little startup. You bring Casted in somewhere, Casted is going to try to plug you in places too. They just will. It's a great idea, Bill. Really good.
Reminds me, who's the commentator on the Colts?
Well, we can't. The former?
Venturi? Rick Venturi?
No, I don't know. The current one?
No, on radio.
Oh, who does it
He used to be
play-by-play?
a coach. He's a color commentator.
Oh, yeah, I don't know him. No, the coach. Yeah. I
Oh,
don't know
no. No, we can't say his name. No.
Yeah, right.
Anyway, the reason I was saying is because when you listen to this guy, I'm a football fan. I'm totally changing the subject here, but I'm a football fan, but I don't understand the play calling and the defenses and the one-up and the snap down and the check off, and I don't understand all that stuff.
Most don't.
And he gets so into it. I mean, he's talking about things I literally have. I don't know whether he's talking about offense or defense. Sometimes it's a stunt 3704, and it came through the front line, and they shut it down with the check off, and it's like, what? Okay. Come on, talk to the common man or woman. Anyway, so I was getting ready to name this thing.
Oh yeah,
and I was going to come up with some kind of really Rick Venturi name.
Oh, Venturi, yeah.
Venturi
you
name.
You call it the Venturi diagram, or the Venturi, the Venturi method. Is that his name?
It's not the Venn diagram.
Is his name? What's his name?
It's something Venturi. It's Ken Venturi's the golfer.
Is it Venturi?
I think it's Rick.
Is it Coach? Right?
Yeah. He coached Northwestern maybe, or
did he? I don't know. We have to look this up now. That's what we do here. Everybody's listening. They're like screaming at the podcast.
It's Rick.
It's Rick Venturi.
Rick Venturi.
Correct. Okay. Served as head coach at Northwestern.
Oh,
Fantastic.
I was right. Wow. Okay, so
love it.
Next time we do this, I'm going to record a little bit of Rick Venturi's.
Love it.
And then we'll bring it in, and we'll see if because you're an aficionado of the NFL. See if you know what the hell he's talking about.
He was a coach for the Colts from '84 until '91.
Okay.
He's been out and about since
then. So I tell you what, let's wait and name this once we hear his gig. But the idea here is just take a look at what you do, go slightly outside of that, and that can be a campaign.
I love it.
All right.
That's great. That's how you keep things sticky right there, people. That's how you do it. So
go to advancedsellingpodcast.com/virtual if you have a sales team and you want to have Brian and I come in and do some goal setting. It's all virtual. I say come in. I mean come in virtually. It's a 2-hour program, and on that web page are all the things that we're going to cover. So if you are just even thinking about it, even if you decide not to bring us in, go to that page. Those are the 7 or 8 things there you should be including in your goal setting plan for your team.
Love it. See you then. Bye.